I always thought karma would come dressed in something more dramatic than an Instagram notification. But there it was, lighting up my phone at 2 a.m., my sister Paris lounging on a private beach in Bali, sipping something electric blue from a coconut. The same sister who'd sworn she needed my college fund for her life-changing education. My name is Taylor, and I've spent my entire life being the responsible one, the reliable one, the boring one, if you ask my mother. While Paris got to be the family star, I was busy being the human safety net. Taylor, watch your sister. Taylor, help Paris with her homework. Taylor, why can't you be more like Paris? 28 years of that soundtrack, playing on repeat. I clicked through more photos, my hands shaking. 5-star resort, designer swimsuits, infinity pools. The timestamps matched perfectly with the withdrawal notifications I'd been getting. Notifications I'd initially dismissed as some bank error. My phone buzzed. Elena, my best friend, was calling. "Tell me you're not still at work," she said. I wish that was my biggest problem right now. My voice cracked. "Remember that college fund I've been building for Paris? The one I've been putting money into since I was 20? The one you made everyone sign that agreement for?" "Yeah. What about it?" I laughed, but it came out more like a sob. "Well, apparently my sister's idea of higher education involves learning how to pose for Instagram in Bali." "What?" Elena's voice shot up an octave. "No way! How much?" "All of it." I pulled up my banking app. Every last penny of the $60,000 I saved. Gone. "Oh my God, Taylor. Call your parents right now. They're probably in on it." I rubbed my temples. "Mom's been liking all Paris's vacation photos." "The agreement," Elena said firmly. "You made everyone sign it, remember? Even had it notarized. Where is it?" I walked to my desk, pulled open the bottom drawer. The document was right where I'd left it, crisp and official looking. I'd insisted on it after watching Paris blow through 3 different college funds from our parents. Everyone had laughed at me for being so uptight about it. "Found it," I said, scanning the terms. "Funds to be used exclusively for educational purposes. Any misuse requires immediate repayment with interest. All parties jointly liable." "Take pictures," Elena ordered. "Screenshot everything, right now." My phone pinged again. Another Instagram notification. This time it was Paris and her deadbeat boyfriend Alec, matching robes at some spa retreat. The caption read, "Living our best life. Sorry, not sorry." "I have to go," I told Elena. "Family dinner tomorrow night. Think I'll make a surprise appearance." "Taylor," Elena's voice was worried. "Don't do anything crazy." "Crazy?" I looked at the agreement again, then at Paris's smiling face on my screen. "I'm done being the sane one. It's time everyone learned what happens when you push the responsible sister too far." My mother called just then, probably to remind me about dinner tomorrow. I let it go to voicemail. For the first time in my life, I didn't feel the need to answer immediately. Instead, I opened my laptop and started documenting everything. Every transaction, every photo, every smug caption. I'd spent my whole life being the family doormat, watching Paris get away with everything while I cleaned up her messes. The final photo in her vacation album showed her and Alec toasting the sunset. Caption: "Some people save money their whole lives and never see views like this. So grateful we chose to live in the moment." My hands stopped shaking. The hurt and shock were crystallizing into something harder, colder, more purposeful. I picked up my phone and finally texted my mother back. "Don't worry, Mom. I'll definitely be at dinner tomorrow. In fact, I have some exciting news to share with everyone." I could almost see her relief, probably thought I was finally going to announce an engagement or something else she'd approve of. The response came quickly. "Wonderful, sweetie. Paris has news too. Can't wait." Of course she did. Paris always had news. But tomorrow night, for once, nobody would be looking at Paris. I closed my laptop and poured myself a glass of wine. Tomorrow would change everything. But right now, in the quiet of my apartment, I allowed myself to feel the full weight of their betrayal. I'd trusted them, all of them, and they'd laughed at me behind my back while spending my money on luxury vacations. Well, they weren't laughing now, and by this time tomorrow, they'd be learning a very expensive lesson about underestimating the responsible one. I arrived at my parents' house early, before Paris could make her usual grand entrance. Mom was in the kitchen, humming as she stirred something that smelled like her signature pasta sauce. "Taylor, you're early." She wiped her hands on her apron. "And you're wearing that?" Her eyes swept over my plain black dress with barely concealed disappointment. "Where's Paris?" I asked, ignoring the jab at my outfit. "Oh, she and Alec are running a bit late. You know how it is with the traffic coming from their side of town." Mom beamed. "Wait until you hear their news. They're thinking of starting a business together." I bet they were, probably with what was left of my money. Dad walked in, newspaper tucked under his arm. "Taylor, you're here already?" "Don't sound so surprised, Dad." I forced a smile. "I thought we could all chat before dinner." I pulled out my phone and opened Instagram. "Like about Paris's recent trip to Bali, maybe." Mum's stirring faltered for just a second. "Oh, wasn't it wonderful? She needed that break so badly after all her stress." "What stress, Mom?" "The stress of figuring out how to spend my money." The kitchen went silent. Dad suddenly became very interested in his newspaper. "Taylor," Mom said carefully, "I know you're upset, but—" The front door burst open. "We're here!" Paris's voice rang through the house. She bounced into the kitchen, Alec trailing behind her like a lazy shadow. Her tan was perfect, her hair highlighted just so. She stopped short when she saw me. "Taylor, I didn't know you'd be here." Her smile wavered slightly. "Surprise." I held up my phone, showing her latest beach photo. "Looks like you had fun in Bali." "Oh my God, yes!" Paris gushed, either missing or ignoring my tone. "It was absolutely life-changing. The culture, the spirituality." "The 5-star resorts?" I cut in. "The spa treatments? The private villa?" Alec shifted uncomfortably. Paris's smile turned brittle. "Look," she said, "I know you're probably jealous." "Jealous?" I laughed. "Of what? Watching you steal my money?" "Taylor," Mom interjected. "That's enough. Paris just needed a break to find herself." "Find herself?" I pulled the agreement from my bag, slapped it on the counter. "This money was for college. Everyone in this room signed this. Everyone agreed to the terms." "Oh, please." Paris rolled her eyes. "That's just a piece of paper. We're family." "You're right. We are family, which makes this betrayal so much worse." Dad finally looked up from his newspaper. "Now, Taylor, let's not be dramatic." "Dramatic?" I pulled up my banking app. $60,000, Dad. Gone. Spent on hotels, spa treatments, and first-class flights. Want to see the receipts? "You're just mad because you don't know how to enjoy life," Paris snapped. "Some of us don't want to waste our youth being boring and responsible all the time." I turned to my parents. "Did you know? When she started withdrawing the money, did you know what it was for?" Their silence was answer enough. "Taylor," Mom tried again. "Sometimes life takes unexpected turns. Paris is finding her path." "Her path?" I interrupted. "To what? Professional moocher? Instagram influencer?" "Actually," Paris brightened, "Alec and I are starting a lifestyle brand. We're going to teach people how to live their best lives, just like we do." I stared at her, speechless. Alec had the decency to look embarrassed. "That's wonderful, sweetie," Mom exclaimed, desperate to change the subject. "Now, let's eat before the pasta gets cold." "No." I stood up, No more pretending everything's fine. No more enabling Paris while treating me like an ATM. I picked up the agreement. This is legally binding. I'm giving you all 1 week to return my money, with interest, as specified in the contract. After that, I'm taking legal action. You wouldn't, Paris gasped. You'd sue your own family? Watch me. I turned to leave, but Paris grabbed my arm. You're just jealous because I actually know how to live. While you waste your life being boring and responsible, I'm out there making memories. I yanked my arm away. Keep the memories, Paris, but you're paying back every cent. As I walked out, my phone buzzed. A group text from Paris to the family. Since Taylor wants to be petty about money, thought you all should know. That trip was the best investment I've ever made. Some people will never understand what it means to truly live. Sorry, not sorry. I smiled grimly as I got in my car. She thought this was over. She thought this was just another situation where she'd get her way, and I'd back down. But this time, Paris was about to learn that being boring and responsible had given me something she'd never expected. Power. You're not going to believe what I found, I told Elena over coffee the next morning, sliding my laptop across the table. Look at the account activity. Elena leaned forward, squinting at the screen. These withdrawals, they're not all from Paris? Nope. I pointed to several transactions. See these? They're from a joint account she opened with Alec. He's been helping himself to my money too. That sleazy little... Elena caught herself as nearby customers turned to look. Please tell me you're actually going through with the lawsuit. Already called a lawyer. I pulled up an email. Remember Tristan from high school? He specializes in family law now. Tristan? Elena's eyebrows shot up. The one who always had a crush on you? Focus, Elena. But I couldn't help smiling. He's reviewing the agreement today. Says it looks solid. My phone buzzed. Another Instagram notification. Paris posting about her exciting business venture with Alec. The comments were full of heart emojis from Mum. You know what's perfect timing? I said, showing Elena the post. Paris's birthday dinner next week. The whole family will be there, plus some extended relatives. Mom's been planning it for months. Elena's eyes widened. You wouldn't. I would. I pulled out a folder. I've got everything documented. Bank statements, social media posts, text messages, even screenshots of Alec bragging about their luxury spa treatments in a private Facebook group. Taylor. Elena hesitated. Are you sure you want to do this? It's going to get ugly. My phone lit up with a text from Mum. Don't forget Paris's dinner next Saturday. Wear something nice. Aunt Linda and Uncle Rob are coming. It's already ugly, I replied, showing Elena the text. They just don't know it yet. Later that afternoon, I met with Tristan at his office. He'd grown into his features since high school, trading acne and braces for a sharp suit and confident smile. This agreement is ironclad, he said, reviewing the document. You were smart to get it notarized. The terms are clear, and the penalties for misuse are spelled out explicitly. So I can win? You can do more than win. He leaned forward. With the evidence you've gathered, we can pursue punitive damages, the deliberate nature of the fraud, the social media posts showing clear intent to misuse the funds. It's all admissible. What about Alec? Joint account means joint liability. Tristan smiled. He's on the hook too. I left his office with a stack of legal documents and a plan forming in my mind. Paris's birthday dinner would be her last moment of believing she was untouchable. That evening, my phone exploded with messages. Paris had announced her lifestyle brand launch on social media, complete with a professional photo shoot, probably also paid for with my money. Mom, did you see Paris's announcement? So proud. This is why we always said she'd do amazing things. Dad, your sister's really found her calling. Maybe you could help with the business side of things. I didn't respond. Instead, I called Elena. They're still enabling her, I said when she picked up. Mum's acting like Paris is some kind of entrepreneurial genius instead of a thief. What did Tristan say? He's preparing the paperwork. Said we can file right after I give them one final chance to make it right. At the birthday dinner? Yep. I looked at the latest family photo Mum had posted. Paris in the center, everyone gathered around her like satellites orbiting a star. Time to show them what the responsible one is really capable of. My phone pinged again. A direct message from Alec. Hey, about that money. Paris said it was okay to use it. Don't make this a big deal, okay? I screenshot the message and forwarded it to Tristan. More evidence for the file. The next few days passed in a blur of preparation. I gathered every receipt, every post, every message. Tristan helped me organize it all into a devastating presentation of their fraud. The night before the dinner, I stood in front of my mirror, practicing what I'd say. But the words felt hollow. This wasn't about speeches. This was about consequences. My phone lit up one last time. Paris posting a countdown to her birthday spectacular. Can't wait to share some amazing news with everyone tomorrow. Get ready for the next chapter in my journey. I closed Instagram and looked at my reflection again. The responsible sister. The boring one. The doormat. Not anymore. Tomorrow, Paris would learn that her journey was about to take an unexpected turn. And for once, I wouldn't be there to catch her when she fell. The restaurant was exactly Paris's style. Expensive, trendy, and trying too hard. Mum had reserved the private dining room, complete with mood lighting and an Instagram wall covered in fake flowers. Taylor! Aunt Linda rushed to hug me. We never see you anymore. Always working, working, working. Someone has to, I muttered, but plastered on a smile. Paris made her entrance 15 minutes late, wearing something that probably cost more than my monthly rent. Alec trailed behind her, looking uncomfortable in a blazer that still had the price tag partially visible under the collar. Everyone! Paris clapped her hands. Thank you all for coming to celebrate not just my birthday, but the launch of my and Alec's new business venture. Mum beamed. Dad nodded proudly. Our relatives leaned in, eager to hear more. We're starting a luxury lifestyle consulting brand, Paris announced, teaching people how to live their best lives, just like we do. And we've already secured our first round of funding. My hand tightened around my wine glass. That funding was sitting in a folder in my bag, documented in bank statements and withdrawal slips. To Paris, Mum raised her glass, always following her dreams. Everyone clinked glasses. I set mine down untouched. Actually, I said, my voice carrying across the table, I'd like to talk about that funding. Paris's smile flickered. Alec suddenly became very interested in his napkin. Taylor, Mom warned. Not now. Yes, now. I opened my bag and pulled out the folder. Since Paris is so excited about her business venture, let's discuss her startup capital. Oh, God. Paris rolled her eyes. Are you still on about that money? It's just $60,000, I cut in. My money. Saved over 8 years. Given to you for education, not luxury vacations and business schemes. The table went silent. Aunt Linda's fork clattered against her plate. What's she talking about? Uncle Rob asked. Nothing, Mum said quickly. Taylor's just... Show them the pictures, Paris. I smiled. Show them your market research in Bali, the 5-star hotels, the spa treatments, the private villas. Paris glanced around the table, her confidence wavering. It was an investment in our future. We needed to understand luxury lifestyle firsthand to what? Scam other people like you scammed me? I pulled out the agreement. Everyone here should know. Mom, Dad, Paris, and Alec all signed this. They agreed the money was for education only. They agreed to repay it with interest, if misused. You're ruining my birthday, Paris hissed. You ruined my trust. I started passing around copies of bank statements. Look at the withdrawals. Look at the dates matching her vacation posts. And look at this. I pulled out Alec's Facebook brags. They were laughing about it the whole time. Paris! Aunt Linda's voice was sharp. Is this true? It's not that simple. Paris's eyes filled with tears. Taylor's just jealous because what? I stood up. Because I worked 60-hour weeks to save that money. Because I trusted my family. Because I was stupid enough to believe you'd actually use it for something worthwhile. We are doing something worthwhile, Alec finally spoke up. This business is a joke, I finished. Just like everything else you two do. Except this time, it's fraud. And I have proof. Mom jumped up. That's enough. Taylor, you're making a scene. No, Mom. You're making excuses. Again. But not this time. I pulled out the final document, Tristan's legal notice. You have 24 hours to return the money with interest, or I'm filing suit. Against all of you. You can't sue us, Paris laughed, but her voice shook. We're family. Family doesn't steal from family. I dropped the notice on the table. But if you want to test that theory, I'm happy to let a judge decide. The room erupted. Aunt Linda was demanding explanations. Uncle Rob was lecturing Dad about enabling Paris. Mom was crying. Alec was trying to sneak out. Oh, and Paris? I picked up my bag. Happy birthday. Consider this your gift, a lesson in consequences. You'll regret this, Paris called after me, when you're old and alone with nothing but your money. Better than being young and broke with nothing but excuses. As I walked out, my phone buzzed. A text from Mom. How dare you humiliate your sister like this, after everything we've done for you? I typed back, check your email. The lawsuit goes live tomorrow unless I see the money in my account. All of it. Another buzz. Eleanor this time. How did it go? I looked back through the restaurant window. Paris was sobbing dramatically while Mom comforted her. Dad was arguing with Uncle Rob. Alec had disappeared completely. It went exactly as planned, I replied. And this is just the beginning. The next morning, my phone wouldn't stop ringing. Mom, Dad, Paris, random relatives, all leaving voicemails ranging from angry threats to tearful pleas. I ignored them all and headed to Tristan's office. They haven't transferred the money, I told him, dropping into the chair across from his desk. Time to file. Are you sure? Tristan leaned forward. Once we do this, there's no going back. My phone buzzed again, a text from Paris. Mum's having a breakdown because of you. Hope you're happy, you heartless beach. I turned the phone to show Tristan. I'm sure. He nodded and started typing. I'll file electronically right now. They'll be served by tomorrow. My phone rang again, Alec this time. I actually answered. What? Look, he said, sounding desperate. Paris says this is all my fault. She's throwing me under the bus, saying I pressured her into the vacation and... Not my problem. I hung up. Tristan raised an eyebrow. Trouble in paradise? They're turning on each other. I couldn't help smiling, just like I knew they would. By that afternoon, the family group chat exploded. Mom, Paris, why didn't you tell us Alec was making withdrawals too? Paris, he made me do it. He said we deserved a vacation. Dad, both of you need to fix this before we lose everything. Alec, Paris is lying. She planned the whole thing. I muted the chat and went to meet Elena for lunch. Your mom called me, she said, as soon as I sat down, begging me to talk sense into you. What did you say? I told her maybe she should have talked sense into Paris 8 years ago. My phone lit up with a social media notification. Paris had posted a tearful video. To all my followers, I'm going through something really difficult right now. My own sister is trying to destroy our family over a misunderstanding about money. Please send positive vibes. Oh my God! Elena grabbed my phone. Is she seriously trying to spin this? Of course she is. I took my phone back. But wait for it. Comments were already pouring in. Girl, you stole from your sister? Calling theft a misunderstanding is peak privilege. Can't believe I followed a fraud. Then came the text from Mum. Paris is devastated. Her followers are abandoning her. Her brand is ruined before it even started. How could you do this to her? I typed back, how could you let her do this to me? Eleanor reached across the table and squeezed my hand. You okay? Before I could answer, the restaurant door burst open. Paris stormed in, mascara streaking down her face, Alec trailing behind trying to calm her down. You! She pointed at me. You've ruined everything! Other diners turned to stare. A few pulled out phones, probably recognizing her from her video. Paris, Alec hissed. People are watching. I don't care. She slammed her hands on our table. Fix this, Taylor. Take down the lawsuit. Or what? Or... She looked around wildly. I'll tell everyone what a terrible sister you've always been. How you've always been jealous of me. Go ahead. I stood up slowly. Tell them how terrible I am for working my way through college while you partied. Tell them how jealous I was while saving $60,000 for your education. Tell them how awful I am for expecting you to keep your word. Paris's lip trembled. Mom and Dad will never forgive you. They never saw me anyway. I grabbed my purse. But they're about to see exactly who you are. I'll pay you back. She grabbed my arm. Just give me time. You had time, you had chances, now you get consequences. As I walked away, I heard Alex say, Paris, baby, maybe we should... Shut up, Paris screamed. This is all your fault. You're the one who said we should use her stupid money. I stepped outside just as their argument exploded. Through the window, I could see other customers filming as Paris and Alex's relationship imploded in real time. My phone buzzed with a text from Tristan. Papers filed. They'll be served tomorrow morning. You sure about this? I watched through the window as Paris shoved Alec, screaming about how he'd ruined her life. Mom's car screeched into the parking lot, probably coming to rescue her golden child again. Absolutely sure, I typed back. Time for the responsible one to be responsible for teaching them all a lesson. The last text I got that day was from Dad. Taylor, please. We're family. I replied with a screenshot of my empty bank account. No, Dad. We were an ATM. Now we're defendants. See you in court. The process server caught them at breakfast. I know because Mom sent me a hysterical video of Paris screaming at the poor woman who handed her the papers. Your daughter's really something, Tristan said, showing me more footage someone had posted online. She actually threw coffee at the server. That'll look great in court. I scrolled through my messages. Dozens from relatives, split between condemning me and secretly supporting me. Any response from their lawyer? They're trying to claim the agreement isn't valid because it was signed under family pressure. He snorted. It won't hold up. My phone rang. Dad. For the first time in days, I answered. What? Taylor, please. His voice was tired. Your mother can't sleep. Paris is having anxiety attacks. We'll lose the house if you go through with this. Should have thought of that before you let her steal from me. We didn't know. Really? I cut him off. So Mom wasn't liking every single vacation photo? You weren't commenting, living your best life on her posts? Silence. That's what I thought. I hung up. Elena brought lunch to my office. She didn't trust me to go out after Paris's scene at the restaurant. Your sister's gone full victim mode on social media, she said, pulling up Instagram. Look. Paris had posted a black and white photo of herself looking tearful. Sometimes the people who should love you the most hurt you the worst. Family isn't always blood. Sometimes it's the friends who stand by you when your own sister tries to destroy you. Betrayed, toxic family. The comments were brutal. Girl, you stole from her. Playing victim after committing fraud? Bold strategy? Can't wait to see you try this in court. My phone buzzed. Alec. Paris is lying to everyone about me. Says I forced her to take the money. I have texts proving it was her idea. Interested? I forwarded the message to Tristan. Very interested, he replied. Tell him to bring everything he has. That evening, Mom showed up at my apartment unannounced. You need to stop this, she said, barging in before I could close the door. Paris and Alec broke up. She's devastated. Haven't you punished her enough? Punished her? I laughed. Mom, this isn't punishment. This is consequences. Something you never taught her about. We gave you both everything. No. I stepped closer. You gave her everything. You gave me responsibilities. Well, guess what? I'm taking responsibility now for making sure she finally learns her lesson. We'll cut you out of the will. Mom's voice rose hysterically. You'll never be welcome in this family again. What family? I opened the door. All I see is a woman who enabled her daughter to become a thief. After she left, I got texts from both Paris and Dad. Paris. Hope you're happy. Alex threatening to tell everyone everything was my idea. My life is falling apart, and it's all your fault. Dad. Your mother's crying. Again. Is this really worth destroying our family over? I didn't reply to either. Instead, I called Tristan. Alec wants to meet tomorrow, he said. Says he has texts, emails, even recorded conversations of Paris planning the whole thing. Perfect. I smiled. Set it up. Elena called next. Your mom just posted this huge rant about ungrateful children and family loyalty. Want me to send it? No need. I'm done reading their posts. I looked at the family photo still on my wall. Taken years ago, Paris in the center, everyone else orbiting around her. Let them post whatever they want. The truth will come out in court. My phone lit up with one final text from Paris. I'll tell everyone you're lying. That you gave me permission to use the money. That this is all because you're jealous. Nobody will believe you over me. They never have. I typed back, except this time I have proof, and Alec, and a legally binding agreement. But keep talking. Everything you say can and will be used against you. Literally. Then I took down the family photo and dropped it in the trash. My phone buzzed again. Tristan. Meeting with Alec tomorrow at 10. Your parents' lawyer called. They want to discuss a settlement. No deals, I replied. They all need to learn. Even if it means losing your family? I looked at the empty wall where the photo had hung. Can't lose what I never really had. Later that night, I got an anonymous email with screenshots of Paris and Alec planning the whole thing, dating back months. Their casual discussion of spending my money, their jokes about my boring life, their plans to start their scam business. The sender's name? Alec's mother. Sometimes karma needs a little help, and sometimes it brings unexpected allies. The courthouse steps were crowded with local reporters. Apparently, Paris's social media meltdown had made our case newsworthy. She arrived first, playing the victim in designer clothes and dramatic sunglasses, Mom clutching her arm like she was heading to the gallows. Ready? Tristan asked as we walked up. Born ready. Inside, Paris's facade cracked when she saw Alec sitting on our side of the courtroom. She grabbed Mom's arm so hard it left marks. What is he doing here? She hissed. Telling the truth, Alec said loudly. For once. The judge entered, a no-nonsense woman in her 60s who'd probably seen every family drama possible. She reviewed our documents silently, while Paris fidgeted. Your Honor, Paris's lawyer started. "This is a simple family misunderstanding." "Is theft a misunderstanding?" The judge looked up. "Because these bank records show quite deliberate actions." "If I may," Paris stood up, turning on the waterworks. "My sister's always been jealous of me. This money was a gift." "A gift with clear conditions," the judge cut her off. "Conditions documented in this notarized agreement, which you violated. Sit down." Mom tried next. "Your Honor, we're willing to work out a payment plan." "Actually," I interrupted, "we have new evidence." I nodded to Tristan, who handed over Alec's documents. Text messages and emails showing this was premeditated fraud. Paris's face went white as the judge reviewed them. "These messages indicate you plan to misuse the funds from the beginning," the judge said. "And there's more. Attempts to frame your sister for credit card fraud." The courtroom went silent. Mom turned to Paris in shock. "What credit card fraud?" Paris started to speak, but Alec beat her to it. "She tried to open cards in Taylor's name," he said. "To cover our tracks. I have the application she filled out." "Paris?" Dad's voice cracked. "Tell me you didn't—" Paris burst into tears. "You don't understand. Taylor's always had everything under control. Her perfect job, her perfect life. While you had everything handed to you," I finished. "And it still wasn't enough." The judge cleared her throat. "I've seen enough. This isn't a misunderstanding. This is calculated fraud, identity theft, and breach of contract." She looked at Paris. "Young lady, you're lucky your sister isn't pressing criminal charges." Paris collapsed into Mom's arms, sobbing. "Judgment for the plaintiff," the judge continued. "Full repayment of $60,000, plus 10% interest, plus punitive damages of $25,000. All parties named in the agreement are jointly liable. Payment due within 30 days. "We don't have that kind of money," Mom cried. "Then I suggest you start selling things," the judge replied, "beginning with those designer clothes and luxury items purchased with fraudulent funds." Outside, reporters swarmed Paris, but she'd lost her performance skills. She shoved one's camera and ran to her car, leaving Mom to face the questions alone. "Taylor," Dad caught my arm. "Please, we can't afford this. Should have thought of that before you helped her spend my money." I pulled away. "Sell the vacation house. That should cover it." "The vacation house?" His face fell. "But that's been in the family for—" "Not anymore." Alec approached cautiously. "I know this doesn't make up for everything, but I'm sorry. I should have stopped her." "Save it," I said. "Just make sure you pay your share." Eleanor was waiting in her car around the corner. "Well, we won. Everything." I buckled up. "Plus punitive damages." "Holy shit." She pulled up Paris's Instagram. She's already posted. "Sometimes the system fails those who need justice most." With a crying selfie. The comments? Brutal. Someone linked to the court documents. It's going viral. My phone buzzed. "Mom, we'll lose everything because of you. I hope you're satisfied. Paris may never recover from this trauma." I typed back. "Good. Maybe she'll finally learn something." Then a text from an unknown number. I opened it and froze. "What?" Elena asked. "It's from Paris's new job." I showed her the screen. "She's working as a waitress at that diner we used to go to. Someone sent a photo of her in the uniform." "Karma's not just a bitch," Elena said. "She's poetic." That night, I sat in my apartment looking at the final tally. $93,500 total, due in 30 days. Mom and Dad would have to sell the vacation house. Paris would have to work actual jobs. Their perfect family image was shattered. My phone lit up one last time. Tristan. "Dinner to celebrate." I smiled. Maybe something good could come from all this after all. "Yes," I typed back. but somewhere expensive. I'm about to come into some money. The real estate agent hammered the sold sign into the front lawn of my parents' vacation house. Mum sat in her car, dabbing her eyes while Dad handed over the keys. Last chance to stop this, he said when he saw me watching. The money's due tomorrow. I checked my phone. Still nothing in my account. We're sending it today, along with the papers you wanted. The papers were their signed statement admitting to everything. The enabling, the cover-up, their role in Paris's fraud, my insurance against any future attempts to rewrite history. Taylor! Elena pulled up. You need to see this. She handed me her phone. Someone had posted a video of Paris at the diner, her first day of actual work. She'd dropped an entire tray of food, then thrown a tantrum when the manager scolded her. Not so glamorous now, Elena said. My phone buzzed. Tristan. Money just hit your account. All of it. I checked my banking app. There it was. $93,500. The price of betrayal. Paid in full. It's done, I told Dad. He nodded slowly. Your mother wants to know if you'll come to Sunday dinner next week. Try to start fresh. No. I handed him the last box from the vacation house. But I will take back what's mine. I reached inside and pulled out my childhood photos, the ones Mum had hidden away because they didn't feature Paris. My academic awards, my graduation pictures, my life that they'd tried to erase. Taylor, Dad's voice cracked. We did love you. We just loved her more, I finished. I know. That's why this had to happen. Back home, I spread the photos across my table. Me winning the spelling bee, science fair, college graduation, a whole life lived in Paris's shadow. My phone lit up with notifications. Mum, the house is gone. I hope you're happy. Paris. Had to serve actual customers today. This is all your fault. Alec. Paris is telling everyone I ruined her life. Help. I deleted them all without responding. Eleanor helped me hang my recovered photos. Look at these achievements. How did they not see? They saw. I adjusted a frame. They just didn't want to acknowledge anything that didn't fit their perfect Paris narrative. Speaking of narrative, she pulled up social media. Paris's lifestyle brand page is gone, replaced with angry posts about betrayal and karma. Karma? I laughed. She still doesn't get it. My doorbell rang. Tristan stood there holding takeout and wine. Thought you might need dinner, he said. And maybe some good company? Eleanor grabbed her purse with a knowing smile. I'll leave you two to celebrate. After she left, Tristan poured the wine. To justice served? To consequences, I corrected. Finally. Your mum called my office, he said. Wanted to know if there's any way to appeal. And? I told her the truth. They're lucky you didn't press criminal charges. He hesitated. She also mentioned Paris is living in their basement now, can't afford rent on a waitress's salary. Good. I sipped my wine. Maybe she'll learn the value of money. My phone buzzed one last time, an unknown number. A photo loaded. Paris in her waitress uniform, serving tables, looking absolutely miserable. The caption read, Your sister's working double shifts now. Still think revenge was worth it? I showed Tristan, who raised an eyebrow. Is it? I looked around my apartment, at my recovered photos, my achievements, my life built on hard work instead of handouts. At Tristan, who saw me instead of my sister's shadow. At my bank account, finally restored. Yes, I said, because this isn't about revenge anymore. It's about justice. And sometimes justice looks like a spoiled princess learning to work for minimum wage. To justice, then. Tristan raised his glass. My phone stayed quiet after that. No more guilt trips. No more manipulation. No more family drama. Just peace. And the satisfaction of knowing that sometimes the responsible one doesn't just get even, she gets ahead. I took down the last hidden photo of Paris from behind my bookshelf. The golden child, now serving burgers and fries. The princess, finally facing reality. "You know what the best revenge is?" I asked Tristan. "What's that?" I tossed Paris's photo in the trash. "Living well, and letting them live with their choices." He smiled and pulled me closer. To living well. Outside, the sun set on a day of final reckonings. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new opportunities, new chances to build a life without their shadow. But tonight was for celebrating justice served with interest.